Hi Leo, welcome to April. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. And before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a new moon in Aries, which is favorable to your sign, and that's on the 11th. Mercury moves into Aries on the 5th of April. Venus moves into Taurus on the 15th. Mars moves into Cancer on the 24th. Then we have a full moon in Scorpio, which will happen in your 4th house on April 26th. And then Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, moves retrograde on the 27th. So let's see what's going on for Leo for the month of April in terms of love and relationships. Okay, what does Leo need to know about love and relationships? This is my first tarot deck, and it's a little bit, it's old. It's hard to mix. I've had it for years. I got it as a gift from my father years and years ago. So it's the Rider-Waite deck. It's one of my favorite decks. So what does Leo need to know about love and relationship for the month of April 2021? What's coming up for Leo? And we'll get into the astrology later. Let's just see what's going on with the cards. What does Leo need to know about love and relationships? The Star, the Nine of Pentacles, the Death card, the Knight of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, the Hierophant, the Hangman, wow, the Page of Swords, and the Six of Pentacles, and the card at the bottom of the deck is the Five of Cups. So this month you have the Star. This means that you can achieve a dream or a goal. So if you're wanting love, you can have it. You have the Two of Cups here. That's a soul union. That's connecting with someone who really gets you. You have this partnership, like you finish your own sentences. It's even, it's like, it's a healing relationship. Blessed by spirit. Look at the caduceus here. These two people are intertwined. It's a spiritual connection as well as a physical one. It's not just physical, it's spiritual. Now you have this Nine of Pentacles here. So the Nine of Pentacles is doing okay financially. It's being in an independent kind of situation where you feel like, okay, my finances are good. Doing work that I like. I have control over my work environment. For some of you who are working, you may be like working on your own business, or you might be working in a situation where you're either in charge or you can control the conditions. You're not like working under a micromanager. But you're feeling lonely with this. It's like, what good is having all these things if I don't have anyone to share it with? So I think you're really wanting to have that relationship where you can share your abundance with a partner. And not just, be enjoying it alone. It's not enough. Now you have the Death card here and the Five of Cups. And even this Knight of Swords energy. I feel like you're coming through a period where you have ended a cycle in your life. It could be a relationship that ended. And you're kind of clearing out. Maybe it was like with the Knight of Swords energy, that's quick departure, quick energy. So you might have decided to suddenly leave a situation that just wasn't working. You're like, I'm out of here. And the Death is about, it's kind of like releasing the past. It's about releasing a past cycle, moving away from the past and any past baggage. And you might be thinking of the past. You might have been stuck in wallowing in your losses, contemplating everything that you've lost up until this point. Like, yeah, I've had, so you're like, it's like reminiscing, but you're focusing on the past and focusing on losses and having some regrets over the things that you might have done in the past. Because this is a card, the 5 is like instability in a relationship, a sense of loss, a sense of regret. But you're not seeing what you still have to build on. So it's like, yeah, you might have lost some valuable things over time. And maybe, we all make mistakes, and we all do things that sever ties or that ruin what could be a good thing. But it's a learning experience, The thing about the 5, though, the 5 says, yeah, you might have some regrets, but all is not lost with the 5. You still have 2 cups that are full. So you can maybe bring something back to life that was in a period that you feel, ended, or you didn't make the right choices, and you might have suffered some kind of loss because of the choices you made. And, you're kind of, looking back and thinking, I wish I had done something differently. I wish I had done this instead of that, or I wish things could have ended differently. Well, so the Death, though, is here to tell you that, life is just a series of cycles, and you can't relive the past. You can just learn from it and not make the same mistakes again. And just, release it, bless it for whatever it meant to you, and let it go. Because I feel like you're coming into a new period, but you have to release the past before you can get there. I feel like you're still dwelling on the past, and you're not seeing what you still have. See this person? He's got his back turned to the 2 cups here that are full. So there are still things that are good in your life, but you're not looking at that. You're looking at what you've lost. So, and the 5 of Swords, it could have been you took some action without thinking. 5 of Swords, this Knight of Swords, I'm sorry. It's about jumping into something without thinking. Like what the consequences are going to be. Like, I'm just jumping into it. Like, you might have felt a sense of urgency at the time. Like, I got to do this. And you just did it. But then, now you regret what you've done. It's like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I acted too hastily. Maybe I should have handled things differently. But you're coming into the future with good energy here, because you have the Page of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups. The Page of Pentacles is about being open to the new, and open to learning new things. So you might have been stubborn in the past because you have this Hierophant here in your negative thinking. That's like rigid thinking, being not open to change, being very conservative or very stuck in your ways. So you might have been, you might be a little bit more flexible now coming into the future, because you want to you have this dream, this star, and you're on the road to fulfilling it. It's going to take some sacrifices. It's going to take realizing, certain things and releasing certain things. Like, either forgive the past, forgive yourself, don't dwell on the past, clear out the past so that you can make room for the new. And so this is sometimes the card of the student. So for some of you, you might be going back to school or taking some classes to upgrade your skills, learning new things, and you're open to that. It could also mean a new relationship at the beginning stages, because it's the Page. And you have this 2 of Cups energy in the near future. So this month, there's a potential for love. At least like sometime in the middle of the month, probably right after the new moon in Aries, but we'll get into that. The 2 of Cups energy is 2 people who really see eye to eye, who really connect on a harmonious level. It could be a soulmate energy. It could even be a friendship, a good friendship, where you just feel like someone understands me, and I can talk to them, and I can tell them anything, and they hear me, they see me. I'm being seen, I'm being heard. The only thing working against you, this Hierophant, it could be either you or the other person is very set in their ways. Because Hierophant is, solid, stable, something that's been around for a long time, sometimes a little bit rigid. Sometimes it could be a Taurus energy. You could be dealing with a Taurus, especially with the Page of Pentacles here. That could be Earth sign. Someone who's very conservative, who wants to do the right thing. But it could also be your energy too. Like, maybe you need to not be so rigid in your thinking and start to think, let some air in and try to, because you're a fixed sign, and so is Taurus. So when you're dealing with fixed signs, you just hold on to your beliefs. You don't want to budge. So this is telling you maybe you need to lighten up and be open to change. Don't be so rigid. Be open to compromise. Be open to change. The Hangman's in your environment. That's a card of feeling like you're in limbo. But it's also a card of feeling the need to move on. The Hangman comes up when you want to give something up for something better. Maybe you're not happy with your current situation. If it's a relationship, it might be a little shaky right now. And you might be thinking, well, I'd like to move on, but I'm going to have to give up a lot. I have to make a sacrifice. Because you're not totally unhappy. It's like, I'm not really unhappy with what I have, but I don't know if I want to give it up either, because there are some good things in it. And if you give it up, you may not be able to go back to it. So that's something that's on your mind. Like, do I give up? Is there something better out there for me? Do I give up my security and go into this new thing? But there are no guarantees. But I can tell you, with this Two of Cups, you have the potential to really connect at the soulmate level with someone. In your wish fulfillment sector, you have the Page of Swords. So this can come up when you're either dealing with a challenging lover, having to have a difficult conversation with someone, and you have to choose your words very carefully, because if you come across as too aggressive or too angry, it's going to ruin, you're not going to get through to the person, especially if you're dealing with a stubborn person. You want to be gentle, win more flies with honey, not vinegar, that saying. This also means looking carefully into something, checking something out. It can mean spying or gossip. So you could be checking someone out, like spying on them, or checking them out on social media and they don't know you're checking them out. Or if you've heard gossip, sometimes this can represent gossip, and it may not be true. You may have to go to the source, because you might be hearing things and they may not be accurate. So you want to look beneath the surface. Whatever things look like on the surface may not be what they actually are. So this is about, communication, checking things out. Somebody might be checking you out carefully. But I feel like this relates to something that you want. It's in your wish fulfillment sector. So you really need to check it out. Like, is this something I really want? Before I give up my security, let me check it out and make sure it's really what I want. Because you don't want to give something up and then get there and then realize, oh, this is not what I was expecting, and then you just, burned your bridges. So you want, especially if you're acting impulsively, you don't want to do anything impulsive. You want to really check it out before you make your move. And then the outcome is the Six of Pentacles. So that can, there could be an imbalance in a relationship with the Six of Pentacles, where one person is doing all the giving and they're not getting enough back. So, and the other person's getting, so there could be an imbalance. Either you're giving love and not getting enough in return, or you're paying for everything and the other person's not sharing the expenses. Or it could be that you're the one. It could be you or their partner. One of you is not stepping up to the plate and contributing on an equal level, and that could cause problems in a relationship. So like one person has the money and they're helping the other person who is more needy, and that's like kind of an imbalance in the relationship. So you may want to try and find, if it's you who's not giving enough, you may need to step up to the plate and give more, and stop depending on other people, because this is a card of helping people who are less fortunate. So you might be the recipient of someone's generosity, like you're needing their help and you're needing their financial assistance or their emotional support or healing, or it could be the other way around. You're taking care of someone who is needing that. But you do. One thing I could say, if you're in a relationship and it's shaky, it's not, you can fix it. You don't have to walk away from it, but you have to focus on the positive. You have to focus on what's good about the relationship. So you can save a shaky relationship. If for some of you, if you're really not wanting to work on it, and you want some new relationship coming in your life, then you have to release the past. You have to stop dwelling on all the relationships that didn't work in your life and be open to new love. Because some of you might be shutting down, thinking like, well, I've been there, done that, I know how that's going to work out. I'm not going to have love, So don't be negative about it. Don't stop yourself from trying to get into a new relationship. But also don't be cautious about it, but don't block it. So like the Page of Swords is saying, yeah, you need to check the new person out. You need to make sure that they're who they say they are, that you're going to get what you think you're going to get, that you're not creating some kind of codependent thing. But that doesn't mean like block everybody, because there is somebody out there. This Two of Cups is there for you. You can have that soulmate connection. You just have to choose wisely. And you have to stop don't let the new person pay for the sins of the old person. Don't get so locked up in the past that you're not seeing what's there for you in the present. That's what I see this reading. You can have this star. You can have your wishes fulfilled. You can get out of this sense of loneliness and really connect with someone. You don't have to live alone in your beautiful house, in your comfort zone. But you do have to open up to someone and learn how to be more flexible. So let's see what the astrology has to say for Leo. So this new moon is happening in your 9th house. And that's the house of long distance travel, higher education, teaching, learning, spirituality. And it's connected with Venus, and Mercury's there too. So you could be thinking about going back to school or learning. You're just learning this, even if you're not, maybe you're too old for school. You might want to take a couple of classes, just something to, broaden your horizons, broaden your mind. You might be wanting to travel. And in that environment, you could connect with someone while you're traveling, while you're in this learning environment. Now, Pluto's in your 6th house, and Venus at this time, I think Venus is positive. It's a positive influence on this new moon. And Venus in Aries is a little bit aggressive. You're not afraid to go and tell somebody how you feel or go after what you want. Mercury in Aries is about communication, speaking up, not being afraid to, it's getting new ideas, being on the cutting edge. Aries is about being a pioneer. But you got to be careful because Mercury in Aries has a tendency to blurt things out without thinking. Venus in Aries can be a little bit too pushy. So you don't want to go over the top with this energy. You want to have the courage to start something new, to communicate, to go after what you want in love. But don't be over the top with it. Just kind of, because you have Venus is square Pluto in the 6th house. So there could be some power struggles at work. Somebody that you're working with may be wielding, be a little bit manipulative. So you don't want to, if you're dealing with someone at work, don't be manipulative. Don't fall for someone else's manipulation. Because Venus square Pluto can bring, it's like betrayal. The theme is betrayal, power struggles, getting burned in love, and all the fears that come with it, abandonment. Now Saturn, you have Saturn in the 7th house and Jupiter in your 7th house. So when Jupiter's in your 7th house, it brings a wealthy partner, or it brings someone who is financially secure and optimistic. Saturn in the 7th can bring up, you're seeing the truth in your relationships, for good or for bad. This is the reality. You could be connecting with someone where there's an age difference, where one person is like a parent to the other. You feel like you're dating your mother or your father. Mercury is sextile Saturn. So it is a good time for communicating or signing contracts, especially in business or even partnerships. And Venus is sextile Jupiter at this time. So it's a really good time for forming a partnership that could be just right for you. But again, and something that, Mercury sextile Saturn brings longevity to the things. So if you're signing a contract right now, or you're committing to someone in a partnership, it could last for a long time. There's a sense of maturity around Saturn and stability. But it does represent work, like you have to work at it. It's not going to just happen. Mars in Gemini is trining Jupiter in Aquarius. Mars is in your 10th house, so there could be some career success at this time if you put yourself out there. The 10th house represents career, your life direction, but it's also your status in the world. So with Jupiter, it's not in your 10th house, it's in your 11th house. So if you can go after your dream, your goal. Jupiter is connecting with groups of people, fulfilling a wish or a dream. So if there's something you've wanted for a long time, you can get it now. Could be a friendship can turn into love. But you have to take action with Mars. Uranus in your 10th could be shifting. The work that you do might change suddenly. You might decide to go off on in a different way. Take a different career path. The 10th house is also your status. So it could be you go from single to married, married to single. And it could be sudden. Because Uranus brings sudden developments. But Mars trine Jupiter is very positive. Saturn trine the North Node in Gemini is positive. And the North Node is in your 11th house. So it's like you really can achieve a goal or a dream this month. But you have to take action. And you have to be serious and make a commitment. You can't just do, it's a serious commitment. You have to do the work. You have to be committed to for the long haul, and you can achieve something, because the star doesn't bring overnight success. The star brings success over time. Like, you have this goal, it's in the distance, you will get there, but you have to put the work in and you have to commit. Then we have the full moon in Scorpio. Now at this time, at the full moon, Venus moves into Taurus, Mars moves into Cancer. So the full moon's happening in your 4th house of home. And we have all these planets, Sun, Uranus, Venus, and Mercury in the 10th house. So there could be some changes in your home life, your family. Something comes to completion. Your changes in your career situation. Like the full moon, especially in Scorpio, brings secrets to the surface. It brings whatever was hidden, whatever was deep, below the surface comes out. So it's a good time to look at like family patterns. Do you have any family patterns connected with your home and family, your mother even, that have been preventing you from having success in the outer world? You have to look at that. But so something is completing. It can be a completion that's successful. It could be, career success, promotion, love, or it could be like a new beginning. Okay, I've been working on this project, it's completing. Or, I'm in this relationship, but now I want to commit to it. It could go either way. But with Uranus, there could be some surprises. When Uranus is there, and this moon is close to Uranus, it's only 3 degrees away, there could be some surprises. Surprise love, surprise communication, surprises around money, or love, or contracts. So whatever it has been hidden, whatever you weren't aware of, will come out at this time. And you'll see the truth, for good or for bad. The truth is coming to the surface. Now, at this point, Mars is in Cancer, and it's in your 12th house. So you might be a little bit frustrated with Mars in the 12th house because you can't express your anger. You might be angry about something, but you're keeping it to yourself, because Mars in the 12th house is what's hidden. And it might be something around a work issue. Something in your work environment might be not quite what you want it to be. Mars can also mean some kind of health issue. But it's trining Jupiter and Saturn. Well, actually, it's trining Jupiter. Saturn's a little bit too far away. It's an out of sign trine with Jupiter, so you can resolve it, but you may have to take action that you may not want to take. Because Mars in Cancer is weak. And you may feel like, I just want to rest. I don't want to get involved in any drama. So if you are frustrated or angry about something, just speak up about it and deal with it. Don't let it build up in your psyche, behind the scenes, and then all of a sudden you're going to explode because you've been building up with this anger. But Mars is trying this moon. And the moon's in the 4th house, and it's also sextile the sun, so it can help you. The way I see it, if you can work on, because Mars is in the 12th house, if you can work on your psychological blocks, work on some anger issues that you maybe carried for too long, you can make this full moon work for you, because you can finally see your blind spots. The full moon might allow you to see how you've been self-sabotaging, and how you need to express your feelings, or you need to express your anger in a healthy way. And you may need help to do that with Mars in the 12th. It's going to bring like the hidden things to the surface, and the 12th house is usually psychological issues. It could be hidden enemies too. You might see like, oh, I thought this person was my friend, and now I see they're working behind the scenes against me. You know, that's not for everybody, but it can happen because the 12th house is known as the house of hidden enemies. But more often than not, it's our own self-sabotage that becomes the enemy. You know, we may take action in certain ways and we don't see how we're ruining something because we're being programmed, you know, we're operating on these unconscious programs. So with Mars trining Jupiter and Mars trining this full moon, you could really take action to resolve that and to get free of that and to deal, you know, bring it up to the surface, see it, heal it, and release it. And I feel like that's going to be a theme for this month, to release whatever is blocking you from achieving this star, achieving this soulmate connection. Yeah, Venus is squaring Saturn this month. So you might feel cut off from loved ones, or you might feel like you're not feeling the love. You know, people around you are cold or not communicating. You know, love is hard to come by when Venus squares Saturn. Sometimes you might be afraid of love with that kind of aspect. You're afraid of getting hurt, or you could be dealing with someone who's afraid of getting hurt, and so they're putting up a wall or shield to protect themselves. But Saturn is trining the North Node in Gemini, and that is in your 11th house. So this is a good time for friendships, for finding your soul tribe, for connecting with people that get you, and for communicating. So maybe you need to reach out to friends and maybe go after that goal that you put on the shelf a long time ago, thinking, oh, I'll never get it. With Saturn supporting you, you can. But you have to do the work, and you have to make a commitment. You have to commit to whatever it is, the friendship, the group, the goal, the dream. Commit to doing the work, and you can achieve it. It may not happen this month, but if you set the wheels in motion, especially after the new moon, it will come late, like down the road. But it's not an overnight. Saturn doesn't give overnight success. Saturn gives rewards after hard work and staying the course. So you can create something solid and stable. You can achieve a goal, a romantic goal, but you may have some baggage to deal with, release some hidden anger or frustrations, learn how to communicate. Don't be impulsive, but speak up. Don't let anger build up where then you explode. Just sit down and talk to someone, look beneath the surface, and make sure you're seeing people and relationships clearly and realistically before you burn your bridges. You know, make sure wherever you're moving to is everything you think it is. Those are that's my advice for this month. You can achieve the relationship, you can achieve the dream, but you have to communicate, commit, and deal with your hidden subconscious programming and your fears, and release that baggage. So that's my forecast, Leo, for this month. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button. If you want a private reading, you can click on the link in the description box. It'll take you to my website. In the meantime, thank you for supporting this channel. Thank you for commenting, liking, sharing. Thank you for ordering readings. I've been happy to meet all of you and work with you all. I really love that. And comment if you have a comment. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments. In the meantime, enjoy April. Have a wonderful April. And I will talk to you again next month. Okay, bye now.